Hello, guys. If I can add my personal sentiment, this time I must admit that this skill is my favorite. Maybe because we will need more of it in every working context. I'm talking about the emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the capacity to recognize, understand, and manage emotions in yourself and, most importantly, in others. It is highly desired by employers. Consider how you build relationships, foster trust, and resolve conflicts productively using emotional intelligence. Refining it prepares you for various work environments, and it's even more desired if you are seeking a leadership role. Regardless of industry, modern leaders need to be able to guide individuals with wide ranging personalities and cultural backgrounds. Of course, we live in a globalized world and mobility has become the normality. So, someone needs to hold it together when the workplace erupts or when negative emotion simmers just below the surface, with the risk of creating a toxic environment. A leader with a high emotional intelligence can help to foster a workplace culture that doesn't become toxic in the first place. In 2023, many employers emphasize the significance of emotional intelligence. This type of intelligence includes self awareness, empathy, and strong interpersonal skills, and contributes to positive workplace dynamics and effective collaboration. Strong emotional intelligence is essentially the capacity to play nice with others, we could say. An emotionally intelligent person keeps an open mind, works well in groups, and understands things from various perspectives. It is also known as emotional quotient or EQ. According to Daniel Goleman, the psychologist who popularized the term emotional intelligence, it consists of self awareness, so pause, slow down, don't react to situations immediately, take time to process and engage in critical thinking, which means challenging your assumptions as well as those of others. Ensure that your reaction is measured and appropriate, not flowed by emotion responses in the heat of the moment. Then self regulation, meaning staying calm when you consistently react calmly to pressure, it creates a general sense of improved well being in the workplace. In fact, according to Samaritan CEO Rat Sutherland, emotional literacy is key to mental well being at work. After is motivation in terms of value optimism. Think of optimism as a constructive response to stress. As champions know, optimism doesn't just mean thinking happy thoughts. It means being able to perceive the benefit of a situation and using that constructive optimism to sustain your commitment to succeed. Also, empathy in the sense of acknowledging feelings, not just words. You know how it is with body languages. Sometimes, for example, how something is said is easily as important as what is said. The long silence after the news is delivered, the sigh an employee tried to hide, or the employee who just looked incredibly tired. These things matter. As an empathetic leader or peer, aim to respond to those nonverbal cues. Address the emotions behind them, allow the employee to express the problem or the need they are facing so that you can work through solutions together. And then social skills. So resolve conflict with care and communication. You can avoid toxic environment in the workplace by placing a focus on conflict leadership, not just conflict management. As a leader, you influence others. Remember this. And how you do that is an important element of your abilities. As we definitely know, it's not the smartest people who are the most successful or the most fulfilled in life. You probably know people who are academically brilliant and yet are socially inept and unsuccessful at work or in their relationship. Intellectual ability or your intelligence quotient, known as IQ, isn't enough on its own to achieve success in life. Yes, your IQ can help you get into college, but it's your EQ that will help you manage the stress and emotion when facing your final exams. IQ and EQ exist in tandem and are most effective when they are built off one another. When identifying your emotion, make sure you don't avoid feeling them in the process. There is a difference between intellectualizing your feelings and feeling them fully. Psychology today says that intellectualization is the act of analyzing emotion. It's a coping mechanism to avoid uncomfortable feelings. Remember that feeling your emotion is an important part of processing them. Just for your information, a 2022 meta-analysis shows a positive correlation between EQ and job performance. The analysis also shows that emotionally intelligent workers feel less job stress. Building your emotional intelligence skills can not only help you grow as a leader, but also as a person. It enables you to motivate and coach team members more effectively and also progress personally. In turn, you can make a greater impact on your organization by boosting morale, productivity, and communication, and enabling you to advance your business and career simultaneously. People with emotional intelligence are an asset in the workplace. They can communicate their needs, emphasize with coworkers, and diffuse emotionally charged conflicts. Here are 5 tips for developing your emotional intelligence skills. First, establish emotional boundaries. Second, remain flexible. Third, develop empathy. Fourth, work with accountability partner. Fifth, ask for feedback. Some action tips for your CV, guys. Show that you can have empathy and understand other perspective is key. Then try for specific examples of reading people reaction or seeking to understand their motivation that led you to apply different approaches. To conclude, I'd like to close this episode with a quote. When awareness is brought to an emotion, power is brought to life. Tara Mayer Robson.